Asher coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you all here with me today because it's going to be a good one. You know what? I started this champion guide channel here, Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. Basically, the idea here was to build a guide on every single champion inside the game, somewhat updated here, 2023, 2024, and beyond. Of course, in 4 years, I'll have to update them all again. Anyway, I say all that not to self-promote the channel, but rather to say that this has happened probably about 10 times in the last year. Is I've kind of rediscovered a champion that I previously kind of cast aside. You know, maybe I just didn't give them the benefit of the doubt, didn't playtest them long enough, or I just didn't have time to build them and do a guide on them here on the channel. And I think it's kind of a little bit of all three of those things in today's video. I was shocked. I went and I sat down to record a guide for none other than Tramaria, right, on the channel today. And what happened was I initially built Tramaria to have not a lot of damage, just a little bit of crit rate. I think I had like HP percentage on the chest, HP percentage on the gauntlets, but I ended up having around like 60% crit rate just through the you know, through the substats. You know, plus she has an AoE on the A1 and AoE on the A2, and I figured, you know, let's try to build a little bit of crit rate in there and see what she can do, right? Now I did have Brimstone on her as well, and I had masteries, I had War Master, right? But man, the damage she was putting out with 60% crit rate on this video, I was like, dude, maybe I need to build her as a nuker and just see what kind of damage she can put out here as a like really quintessential support or control champion. And then I did, and then she was out damaging Venus as my #1 support damage dealer on the account, I guess with the exception of Seer, right? Do I think this makes her the best champion, the best Void legendary in the game? No. Do I still want to see her maybe get a buff? Potentially. I don't think they will, though. Is she way better than I thought she was going to be? Yes. And I can't wait to share why with you guys and the results, what I just found out myself. So I took that gear off of her and I put her in NUKER gear. Now listen, her attack is 892 and she's an attack base champion. The good news is she has an AoE on the A2 and AoE on the A1, like I said. And check this out. She actually has really good multipliers. Now, really good multipliers don't mean much when you're rocking a whatever 890 base attack, but a 3.5 on the AoE on the A1, and then a 4.5 on the AoE on the A2, okay? So, well, you guys can be the judge. I'm gonna show you her in a few different areas. I'll show you a quick Hydra run. I'm not sure if I'll do the whole entire thing, but I will show you her in various different dungeon locations as well, and you guys can see that she's a really interesting addition to a lot of teams, okay? And a lot of you guys seem to think so as well. I get a ton of comments asking, Angry Ginger? Sorry, you're so angry, Ginger. A ton of comments asking for Tramaria guides. Even some of you guys telling me that my pronunciation is wrong. It should be Ramaria. So I checked ChatGPT, which is always right. You know that, right? Always right. And they say it's Tramaria. Breakdown. There it is. Done. Them's the facts.
If I had a mic right now, I'd drop it.
Back to the Tramaria. Sorry, guys. As I said, a lot of you guys asking for guides on her. So a lot of you guys, you know, Ryan Carter, 6001, Ryan Carter again, Gabriel, a lot of you guys looking for more information on this champion. There's not much out there at all on YouTube about her. So again, base stats, 22K almost, rounding up here. Defense, 1200. Attack is low. We're gonna find a way around that. And then 105 on the speed, aka gear. An AoE decreased speed on the A1. 50% decreased speed on the A1. Same as a Krisk, same as a what's her face? Why am I drawing a blank on her name?
Sorry, I erased your memory.
Oh, help me, help me. White Dryad Naya. There we go. Same as a lot of champions. Is it Mother Cybils too? Is it a 50% on her A1, the red lady? It sure is. It sure is. So that seems to be the standard of decreased speed on A1 abilities inside the game. Now, the thing is I gotta tell you guys, you guys probably feel the same way. If not, maybe I can make you a believer. Decreased speed is the most underrated debuff in all of Hydra Clan Boss, in my opinion. It makes such a profound effect. I mean, think about it this way. You can get more if only to get more damage out of decapitated Hydra heads, right? It just gives you more time. Decreased speed is really freaking powerful, really powerful. They have their debuffs on for longer. You can, buys you more time to provoke if you need to. Whatever it is, it's just so strong in this game. So strong, almost anywhere, really. Decreased speed, I think it might be the most underrated debuff inside the entire game. She's got it. She also has a 50% chance when booked to placing a fear for 1 turn on enemies with 20% or less turn meter. On the A2, she has an AoE 100% stun on a 4-turn cooldown. After attacking, 100% chance to decrease the turn meter by 30% on each enemy without a stun. Now, obviously, not all bosses are susceptible to turn meter decrease or stun, so it's kind of a bummer in that regard. And that's my initial problem with her kit was like, okay, where are we supposed to be using her? You know, like, I guess just wave clearing content, like Doom Tower hard waves or something. Because you look at her A3 and it doesn't really fit the A1, the A2. A3 is a full cleanse, turn meter filled by 15% on a 3-turn cooldown. This is a really nice cleanse with the turn meter fill added on, because when you're cleansing off True Fears, Freeze, Provoke, the CC debuffs, we're going to fill that turn meter by an extra 10% for every one removed. Fills the turn meter of each ally by another 5% on any other debuff removed. So it's a nice turn meter fill and a cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown. Moreover, she cannot be put to sleep, and she gets a turn meter fill by 20% if she is feared, true feared, or any other CC debuffs. She has speed in all battles by 23%, which is a great speed all battle aura to take advantage everywhere, including Curse City, right? All battle auras I try to make a mental note of. It's the only aura I can use in Curse City, so I'm looking for those champions to build or to at least take note of. All right, so let's see, man. Let me show you how I built her, kind of the evolution of how I built this champion. Now, I didn't go crazy and put her in like Savage or Cruel, but you could to see what you could do with her, right? I put her in Relentless because I really wanted to give her a go in Hydra. And as I mentioned, I started out putting HP percentage on the chest, building her as a normal support champion. You know, let me ascend this and see if I can get lucky here. Give me some, I don't know, not flat stat defense. That's not what we did, what we wanted there. Divine crit rate. I had this lying around. I would never recommend divine crit rate. I'm gonna rework it. YOLO. Not much better, I would say. Anyway, I had some divine crit rate gear sitting around and I needed crit rate because I decided on the fly to change her to a NUKER build. So that's why we have the build that we do today. I will say that her accuracy is maybe a little bit low on this build, but it's fine for where we're going to be using her in the game, right? It's around 325, and then we have the masteries on top of that, the accuracy masteries, 316. Anyway, I do have accuracy on the banner. I have crit damage on the amulet, and I have attack on the ring. So if you want her to build her with some damage, you know, I think your best bet might be going like triple perception, getting enough accuracy on the top sets, and then going with flat stat attack on the banner, flat stat attack on the ring, because attack percentage is not going to scale on her at all if you want some damage again. And why would you want some damage on this champion? Well, she has 2 AoEs, obviously, which we've covered, but also she has nothing in her kit that's HP based. There's no HP based shield. There's no HP based anything, heal or anything like that. So all we need to do is keep her alive. There's no other reason to build her like uber tanky. And her HP is so high anyway that it's pretty easy to get her with decent stats, survivability stats, that is, even while focusing on attack, you know? So anyway, that's how I have her built. I have speed on the boots, as I mentioned, attack percentage on the chest, which it's so low, that attack, that you could almost make a case that flat stat would do as well. Crit damage on the gauntlets and relentless gear, okay? Relentless gear is great on a champion like this with an A1, AoE on the A1, because even if you're getting an extra turn and, you know, the A2 and the A3 are off cooldown, you're still doing a nice AoE attack. I have Brimstone, as I mentioned, for masteries, for blessing rather, and for masteries I went down, I picked up War Master and the support tree masteries as well. There you go, I'll push over, and that's that. All right, guys, you don't want to hear me talking about her forever. You want to see her in action. I still would love to see some sort of a buff, though, to her.
Who asked you?
Did you guys see all the last buffs in well, not reworks, I guess they're technically called? Nephilim, Little Miss Annie, and it came out like recently. I know this video is going to go out a couple days later. Little Miss Annie and Supreme Aethel. I mean, I think they're great choices to buff, but I don't think they nailed any of the buffs, unfortunately. With Tramaria, though, I would love to see them, honestly, they need to, in my opinion, they need to take the decreased speed off the A1 and move it to the A2 if the stun doesn't land, you know? I would rather have it that way. I guess you could make a case in Relentless pounding away with an A1 with a 50% decreased speed is almost as valuable. Other than that, though, you know, she's not really that bad. She's not really that bad. I don't know why I hated her so much. I didn't come on the channel, by the way, and say I hated her. But internally, I always thought like, meh, doesn't do it for me. What are the reviews on her? They're really low, really low. And this is kind of what I thought of her, right? Like a C champion that could use a buff. Anyway, this changes things a bit. Again, I'm not saying she's my favorite S tier, you know, Void Legendary in the game. What I am saying is she's a heck of a lot better than I thought she was, you know? Anyway, let's start with Ice Golem's Peak, stage 10, hard. I kind of threw her on my main team. I forgot who I even subbed her in for. All right, guys, here we go. Ice Golem hard 10 with this squad. Let's see what we can do here. So we have Elva as kind of a reviver. She goes in with that nice cleanse. You're gonna see her damage, you know, like 40k, 50k, with Walking Tomb Drang, and you'll see her damage. That was the A1, 30, 40, 50k on the AoE. Not bad at all, right? Spoiler alert, when we go to Hydra Clan Boss, she was dishing out like 250,000 damage off that A2, you know, provide debuffs and or decapitated Hydra heads. So I was pretty dang shocked, you know, and I think in my head, I always ranked her kind of like a C, around an average, in need of a buff, kind of an underwhelming Void Legendary. And I think she's no Venus. I mean, Venus is quite different. She's a tanky, HP-based champion, just like she is. They both have 2 AoE attacks, just like she does. Well, they both do. And they both bring a lot more to the table. She brings the stun, the decreased speed, the turn meter fill, the turn meter depletion on the A2 as well. So, you know, it's an interesting kit. I don't think there's a champion in the game quite like Tramaria, right? She goes in, she immediately stuns those minions of the Ice Golem, which is fantastic. Keep them from debuffing the rest of my team. Heal reductions, the whole 9. We do have Elva for the cleanse as well on this squad, which is nice. We have Loranthil in there for the shield. And let's see what we can do here. Let's see another AoE or two, and then I'll just come back at you, because I want to get to the next battle here, because I want to keep this video rolling. I want to show you her compared directly to Venus, okay? So she goes in, gets the extra turn, comes back in, another nuke there, refreshes the stun on the minions. Fantastic work. Once we kill them, Lydia will obviously deny their revival as well, and so far, so good. I want to make sure I kind of threw most of this team together. I think Walking Tomb Drang, Lydia, and Elva have always been a part of my squad here, but Loranthil and Tramaria we kind of threw on just for this video. Loranthil, by the way, just... anytime I can come up with an excuse to talk about this dude, I want to do it. He's so freaking good, man. He is so good. I love Loranthil. People do not give him enough credit, man. Ally attacker, big boy shield, just a really swell champ. That's right, I called him swell. Nifty. He's very nifty. He's groovy.
Never. Everybody will know. My husband. Everybody will know.
I'll come back at you at the end of this battle. We'll take a look at the damage. Be right back. All right, guys, Ice Golem is almost down. Let's go ahead and get that last hit in, Tramaria. Okay, or somebody else. Cool, Lydia, got it. All right, so overall, not too freaking bad, right? 4.8 million damage. 4.8 million damage coming in from Tramaria. Very impressive from a support champion, in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at her in Doom Tower really quickly before we go to Hydra Clan Boss. I saw this secret room just today, secret room 9, where it's Void support champions only. Okay, perfect, right? So I'm putting her on a team with, I guess I could get Elva out of there, right? Who else is good for a damage dealer here on this team? I have 2 Venuses built. That's a little bit redundant. What do you guys think? Who should I go with here? I could go Seer and just see. You know what? Let's just run like a speed booster or whatever first. Compare her to Venus. And Venus, by the way, I have built out to be a nuker too. I'm trying to min-max her damage because I have 2 Venuses built, both of them for Hydra Clan Boss. So Venus, again, I hate to keep comparing her to Venus because they're, you know, they're not super similar, but they both have a lot of HP and a lot of AoEs and some damage potential as support. So I build them similarly to where I'm trying to, as long as I know I can keep Venus alive, I want her to do more damage on my Hydra clan boss teams, right? Obviously survivability is first, but as we evolve in this game, so to speak, as we progress inside this game, we try to min-max our teams. And how we min-max our teams is try to shift even our support champions. That's why you see like double man-eater teams in clan boss built with 100% crit rate and crit damage, right? Because, well, they're on an unkillable team anyway, so we can just focus on damage, right? And that's kind of how I build these champions. So there goes Venus in. Venus is also in Relentless gear with crit damage on the gauntlets. We come in there with the stun again. Having that stun is so nice. You know, we haven't even talked enough about the control that she brings to the table. I haven't had to use her yet in Curse City on any of those rotations, but man, I hope I do, because I'll throw in her stun set and she'll be locked down control, right? Stuns on the A2, stuns on the A1, and decreased speed. Sorry. I was like, what else is there? What else was I gonna say to the guys and gals? I see you ladies out there.
This is why I erased your memory.
I think I'm rocking like a 5% female demographic on the channel. All right, so we go in there, we get those debuffs down. We come in, ally attack, cardio. Ally attack is nice too. She could even be on a blender comp if you wanted to, right? You ally attack with like a fat man, Ferric in the fat or something like that, and then she goes in. She decreases speed on everybody, puts a fear maybe on somebody, and then because keep in mind, she does that fear on the A1 too, right? And then after that, she can come in and let's see what she does here. So Tramaria, look at this, man. I mean, 1.3 milli, and look at that. Look at that, guys. Now, granted, Venus probably going to put out a bit more damage on longer battles where we have time for those burns to really sink in and do their thing too. But man, oh man, oh man, you know, that's some big freaking damage from Tramaria there, you know. Out of that damage, you got to figure, like, you know, chop off 300, 400,000 on from the Brimstone, from the Smite, but still, she's still doing a ton of damage, right? Let me go ahead and take somebody else out. Let me switch up the team one time here. I won't show you the entire run, but let's put Seer in there, and I don't know, let's take out, we don't need 2 debuffers. Let's put in like I don't know, maybe put in like a Yumeko or something. Let's put in like a Yumeko. No, Urigrim. Let's put Urigrim in there because he has all those poisons and stuff like that too. So I'll come back. We'll do another DPS check just for the heck of it. Be right back. All right, guys. So Seer went absolutely ham. So just doing what Seer does, right, against wave content. But let's see anyway how things ended up here. So Seer with 907, Tramaria was 747 still, and Zenith with 650. And the cool thing is that's even considering all those A3s that do no damage to anybody that she's bringing to the table. Very, very, very good damage there. I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. Let's go ahead and go into the clan boss here. Let's go into Hydra. Hydra Brutal, I think, will work. Time out. It's Ash from the future, guys. Before I show you my Hydra run that I recorded originally for this video, after the video, I took a free reset on the run I'm about to show you, and I rebuilt her in a cursed set for Hydra clan boss. Cursed, divine crit rate, and let me tell you, it was way better. Now, obviously, you might not need a cursed set. You might already have plenty of Hex on your team, but I didn't. And when I put her in the curse with the 2 AoEs, well, take a look at the results, guys. Not only was she, you know, getting extra damage from everybody else because of the curse, because of the hex, but on top of that, she dealt tons of damage here, guys. She dealt almost, well, not almost as much, but she's in the conversation with like a Geralt. One of the better champions inside the entire game. Mythical, right? Fully booked, everything. Listen, I'm really impressed by Tramaria, guys. And I wanted to kind of cut in here, you know, after the video's already been edited and everything, about to go live, and just share this build with you because I love her in Curse. Try it out, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and kick back to the main video. You'll see her in the set that I originally had her in, Relentless, I believe. We'll see what she can do in this test run, but I just had to recommend a Curse set for you guys. This is the team that I kind of put together. I think I'm going to take maybe Ultimate Galek out, perhaps. Let me see. Let me think. Be right back. All right, guys, we're going to try out this team. We got the good old Taurus Marichka, Venus Cupidus. It's all couples here except for Tramaria and Tawana Rock. The only thing that I want to note about this team, though, guys, is that we do not have an increased attack champion on the squad, which would be imperative to get the full damage out of her. So just take that into consideration. Now, we also don't have a reviver, so this might be an absolute, you know, crap show, if you will, for a showcase here, but we're gonna give it our best shot anyway, right? So let's go ahead and let's go with the increased speed here. Yeah, let's just go turn meter here. Nice having 2 cleansers on the team. Let's go in with some Taurus action. The cool thing about Cupidus is he brings his own increased attack, so it's not going to affect him at all. And again, to be clear, I do not expect, this is the A2 here, 40,000 damage or so. I don't expect, we'll see the big numbers once we get the decapitated heads going, guys. I mean, Taurus and Cupidus are going to pull in insane numbers. I'm really looking from a support here. What can she add to the table? Now, moreover, she's going to cleanse all those fears off, which is great. Moreover, she is going to be a nice addition when we talk about her decreased speed. A couple extra turns here for Venus. The control that she brings to the table as well. All right. I like how on the, she has the turn meter fill when she gets provoked or when she gets CC'd as well, which is helpful. Okay, gonna go in here, gonna go in here. We don't have a provoker on this team as well. We also, if I was just gonna run her on Hydra, guys, I would actually probably consider, instead of Relentless, I might consider Hex if I didn't have or Curse set, excuse me, if I didn't have a Hex champion already on my team. So those are some adjustments I would make, some adjustments that you guys might want to go ahead and consider yourselves. So just an A1 here, coming in, not bad. Going in A1 Cupidus. Cupidus is 6-star awakened as well. Make sure you take note of that. All right, let's heal everybody up, get a nice strengthen on everybody. Come in there. Now we have decreased attack. Let's cleanse here. Yeah, let's cleanse the decreased attack off everybody. Come in, get a nice turn meter fill too as well. An extra 5%, right? We'll just keep going after the decapitated head here. Big damage from Cupidus, 1.1 million. And we'll keep it going here. See if we can't get another head decapitated here. All right. Let's do a quick damage check on this exposed neck here. Now 2 exposed necks. Thank you so much. I really want the debuffs on this one. No extra turn, though, unfortunately. But she comes in here with the A2. Yeah, I didn't even see the damage, but she gets an extra turn. So 135, 46,000 damage there. They just add up, man, all those AoEs. I didn't see what her high damage was on that first AoE. I can't rewind. You guys can, though. But in terms of like damage mapping and scaling here, we're actually looking pretty dang good, right? 11 turns, 17 million. Like, I'll take that for sure. Let's go A1 again. This is just her A1, 130, 150,000 damage on the AoE. Like, really solid, right? Really solid. Okay. Let's go A1. Let's go. Okay, now we have a shot here with her A1 yet again. Just hoping we can get that extra turn to land those debuffs again from Venus. But let's just A1 again. Oh, we do get the extra turn, 150,000. Let's slow it down, take a look at the A2 here. So we're looking at like 194, 220,000 or so. Getting those extra turns really going to help. That's going to add up, man. And look at the decreased speed, decreased speed, decreased speed, decreased speed on everybody as well, right? Keep in mind, she's the only champion on this team bringing decreased speed. So it's a really important role to have. It's going to get more damage out of everybody, as we spoke about in the beginning of this video. You could also, if you could survive without it, you could go support tree on this champion, and you could pick up, defense tree. if you didn't need the extra accuracy, and you could pick up Retribution, Deterrence, put some Revenge accessories. You could just get more AoEs off that A1. All in all, guys, we're going to go ahead and cut to the end of this battle here. I might not bring the entire battle just because we don't have a reviver, so if somebody dies, likely Cupidus, we might kind of be screwed. I might have to kind of rework the team a little bit, but you'll get a nice damage indicator, especially comparing her to one of the other best supports for Hydra in Venus, what Tramaria can do, and you can make an assessment. Is she worth unvaulting on your account, or are you one of the players out there who was already using her? Let me know. Be right back. All right, guys, so just a DPS check here. We lost Cupidus, and we don't have an increased attack on Tramaria, but let's see what kind of damage she could do despite all of that, right? So let's end battle and take a look-see here. So total damage, we're looking at 104 for Cupidus, 35 million for Tramaria. Not bad at all. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you impressed as I was with Tramaria? She's not that bad. She's really not that bad. A champion that I would never have been excited to pull at all from a Void Shard, and now I have to say she's definitely competent in some areas, so you can make those assessments where you could use her on your account as well. And hey, I just saw in the chat right now, before I let you go, we have Bront CH, who's actually a Raid Shadow Legends streamer. He got a Shogun 25 team, so congratulations to Bront. Guys, much love. Thank you for watching until the end, and as always, take care, guys.